One of the images you see on screen is native 4K resolution in Overkill. The other is upscaled using ultra performance with DLSS 4.5 with low settings. Which one is which? Comment below what you think before we get started. I will reveal the results of this at the end of the video. DLSS 4.5 in Battlefield 6 can lead to some crazy results. I recently did a video showing the game performing at 60, 120, and 240 FPS on my PC, and I struggled to hit 240 FPS. I won't spoil anything, but to get there, it was visually unplayable. If you want to see that video, I'll link it at the end of this video. But at that time, I did not test the new DLSS model M and L, also known as DLSS 4.5. And I wish I did, because oh my god, it would have made a serious difference. The footage you see on screen is 4K low settings in Battlefield 6 with ultra performance upscaling. This is the worst it can look ever. The worst. Let's check out the current model Battlefield 6 runs, which is now DLSS 4.0, the transformer model, also known as preset K. Then we'll test preset L and M, which are DLSS 4.5. This comparison will be in-game playing, not this look around and stop, because DLSS always looks better at a standstill. We will play the same map on each setting and see what we get and the performance difference in FPS over the various models. We will be playing Murak Valley, which for some reason has this crazy DLSS issue and bug since the launch of the game. We're gonna make this hard on DLSS. Our baseline is as follows. Battlefield 6 is running the base DLSS 4.0 on all graphics cards now. My past video was before Battlefield 6 switched to DLSS 4.0 like it's running now. If any of you noticed a frame bump about 3 weeks ago, that's why. We will not be using frame gen at all in any way, shape, or form in this video. This has no impact on what we're testing today, which is visual fidelity and true in-game performance. If you turn on frame gen, understand you will get more FPS, but we are showing raw base performance today. My setup is a 13900K paired with a 5070 Ti. Have fun finding one now. In this section, I'm using low settings with ultra performance upscaling, which takes a 720p rendered image and scales it to 4K. For those of you running 1440p or 1080p, these results will differ as the internal resolution will change based on your final output. This is really just a 4K test. With preset K low settings, ultra performance averaged 179 FPS with 137 1% lows. Again, the worse the game can look, because preset L and M are visually better than K, but K makes more frames, which we will see as we move right along. Preset L is not designed for ultra performance. This model is for the highest visual fidelity. It's really meant for balanced and quality upscaling for games where FPS matters less than looks. Really, L is meant for single player story driven games, but you're seeing it anyways. L averaged 170 FPS with 129 1% lows. Clearly less frames. But look at it, it's a 720p image stretched to 4K. With this mode, you will notice edges are sharper than K. K is a little bit more fuzzy. Preset M is the sharpest of the bunch, and it's made for ultra performance upscaling. It's close to K in performance, but at this low of a baseline, it looks a lot better than K. M averaged 1 frame less at 178 FPS, which can easily be a run-to-run variance, as this was recorded while in game. Also, M is not the best when you get to higher image qualities. We're going to talk about every mode in this video, but take a look at these side by side. As you can see, K on the left looks the most soft, or fuzzy as I prefer to call it. The middle L looks the best and most natural. with M on the right being the sharpest. The edges are more pronounced in this preset. In this scene, they all look good. The only issue I noticed with Ultra Performance is the zoom in blur is significantly more pronounced than the other modes. So when you go to Performance, Balanced, or Quality, it's significantly less fuzzy the closer you get to native resolution when you aim down sights. Now, this is something that native still does. It does have a zoom in blur effect on the edge of the screen. The only thing that stuck out to me in Ultra Performance are these boxes. When you look at them, the sun is right there, so it struggles to render the image in the shadows because the light is hitting you directly. But other than that, that's kind of the only thing that I noticed. And oh yeah, the shimmer in the grass is definitely still there in Ultra Performance. But that actually goes away a little later, and we'll revisit that whenever that time comes. Now we move right along to medium settings and performance DLSS. K again has the most frames at 150 FPS with 1% lows around 116 over the course of the match. I will show L and M on screen as they are lower and it progressively gets a little bit worse. With performance upscaling and any of these presets, really, you get the best DLSS has ever looked. Ultra Performance still leaves you knowing it's an upscaled image. The eye can tell. It's really good and the best it's ever been, but you can tell it's upscaled. Performance mode on medium or high settings begins to blur the line of if you're seeing an upscaled image or not. With medium settings, all three presets still had the shimmer in the grass, but that's about it. K again is a little soft, L looks the clearest, and M begins to show it's a little sharp. This is where all three are most visually balanced amongst each other. Can you really see a difference here? I mean, not really. There is a performance difference, and for this setting, I will stick with K for the extra frames, but that's because it's Battlefield. In any game where I care more about visuals, I would go with M here because L still has a large performance hit. And don't forget, I have a 50 series card. With 20 and 30 series, the performance hit of 4.5 is even larger. Now, we venture into the land of visual fidelity over FPS. How good can this game look? What you're seeing on screen is high settings with balanced DLSS. This preset gives you full shadows, long draw distances, and more full foliage. But I was still able to maintain over 120 FPS in preset K, with presets L and M still having over 100 FPS. They still perform really good. Balanced is basically what quality mode upscaling once was. It's really freaking hard to tell the difference. I mean, there's not even shimmer in the grass. It's that good. The ADS blur is basically gone, even with these boxes from earlier actually rendering properly while in the shadows. I'm not kidding, it's practically native. And you know what? One of these clips is actually native. The other is preset M, which is the worst of the bunch since the edges begin to look dark and overly defined when we hit balanced DLSS. Seriously, at this point, we're literally splitting hairs. If you have an 80 or 90 series card and don't mind pushing the highest frames without sacrificing visuals, this setting is for you. Balanced and quality at times can actually look better than native, but with this new DLSS, native is actually overkill. Like these clips here, with quality DLSS and a few native clips actually mixed in here. The performance remains in the same trend. K has more FPS, L has the least, and M is the middle. But full-on native is clearly worse than all of these. And as I mentioned, I don't actually believe it looks best. I genuinely believe To the eye, quality upscaling looks better than native. It smooths out some rough edges and, crazy enough, reduces the VRAM usage. This is not something we've talked about up until this point, but native overkill uses every bit of my PC's VRAM, meaning if you don't have a 16 gigabyte card, overkill just is not possible. But when you enable quality, the VRAM usage drops to 9.8 gigs, making 12 gigabyte cards enjoy the textures of overkill. Your performance might still suck, but that's besides the point. We're way out of the care more for frames territory here if you're running overkill. So here's my dilemma. K on high with balanced DLSS and quality L look the same. I mean, it's really hard to tell, but they have a substantial difference in FPS. For Battlefield 6 specifically, I think that this 4.5 and 4.0 DLSS has basically rendered quality mode useless. It's not the best options for visual fidelity and FPS balance anymore. Balanced mode is. You don't run into those artifacts in the grass, no shimmer in the distance, and if you use the high preset in-game, you get all the advantages of increased draw distances while still maintaining higher frames. Battlefield 6 is a first-person shooter, so frames matter more than visuals. So I personally am willing to trade for FPS, but not throwing visuals fully out the window. I have found a nice blend to lighten the GPU's load, keep the image looking good, and still enjoy the pleasure of VRAM since I do have a 16 gigabyte card. With DLSS 3.0, I was getting about 130 to 140 frames. Now with preset K, which is the softest, I can get 150 to 160 frames with performance mode, and it still visually looks the same. If any of you have found a setting you like, try dropping your upscaling and give performance or ultra performance a try. It's really impressive what DLSS 4.5 can do with ultra performance. I would still run K for balance and performance mode, with preset L not being worth it as it costs too much frames. And in this game specifically, it's not worth the trade-offs, but it does look pretty good. And yeah, the one on the left was native. The one on the right is M, low settings, ultra performance. It's pretty crazy. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more Battlefield content just like any of these. Thank you.